Welcome to AC 24/7. I'm Aaron Dean. The U.S. Naval Academy is the latest military school to be sued over its use of race in its admission practices. Anti-affirmative action group called Students for Fair Admission filed a 28-page lawsuit with a federal court in Maryland on Thursday. The group argues that the U.S. Naval Academy's policy of using race as a factor in admissions is unconstitutional. They add that the Academy provides a racial benefit to some applicants, but not to others. Back in June, the Supreme Court ruled that colleges and universities could no longer take race into consideration as a specific basis for granting admissions, except for U.S. military service academies. The Biden administration has given approval to build more of the border wall between the U.S. and Mexico. The president says that it's being built with money that was approved during the Trump administration. Although Biden says that he doesn't think that it will work, he says that he is powerless to stop it. And with more and more migrants trying to cross, the Advocate Channel's Whitney Wild takes a look at how the issue is spreading to cities further north.
This is the end of a 6-week-long journey from Venezuela for Carla Garcia and her 5-year-old niece Angeli.
So tired. We don't have a decent place to sleep.
They sleep in a corner of a Southside Chicago police station, while dozens more migrants line the sidewalks. More than 3,000 migrants live at city police stations and airports.
Happened over the course since I've been in office. We have been flooded with buses, with individuals who are in very desperate circumstances.
Mayor Brandon Johnson expects the number of migrants who have descended on Chicago to reach 20,000 in coming days. Migrants started arriving in August 2022 when Texas Governor Greg Abbott added Chicago to a list of sanctuary cities where he planned to send buses, saying relief is needed for overcrowded southern border towns.
This is very much tied to the politics of the Republican Party that has made it very clear they want to destabilize cities like Chicago.
Tension is flaring between Illinois leaders and the White House for more help. The pressure to manage this crisis will only grow. Next summer, the Democratic National Convention comes to town. Officials believe that will prompt even more buses.
There are other things the federal government can do other than sending us money that they haven't yet done. And I do believe, and I have spoken with the White House since even over the weekend and the letter, to make sure that they heard us.
Johnson's administration is working rapidly to house migrants, opening one shelter per week. But closing some public facilities to make room for migrant housing has angered some residents.
Our rights are being infringed upon because instead of having the ability to say yes or no.
The city has inked a nearly $30 million deal for military-grade tents, a temporary solution while the city races to move migrants off the street before Chicago's brutal winter sets in.
I'm very much committed to making sure that we get people off of the floors of police districts and police stations and out of our airports. Because it is not humane. These are awful conditions.
Back at the police station, Carla isn't sure leaving Venezuela was worth the sacrifice.
We don't know yet, because we're here, all this uncertainty, and just sleeping here. If you're thinking about coming here, think twice, because this is very hard.
Former President Donald Trump dropped his lawsuit against his former attorney Michael Cohen this week. Trump was set to be deposed as part of the case this week, but got a judge's delay so that he could attend a separate civil fraud trial in New York. Trump's deposition has been reset for Monday. Now, the former president sued Cohen back in April for $500 million, alleging that he breached professional obligations as his confidant and attorney. That lawsuit was filed days after Trump was indicted for charges relating to a hush money payment that Cohen had been involved in. And thanks so much for joining us for AC 24/7. For more, go to theadvocatechannel.com and subscribe on the Advocate Channel YouTube page. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Aaron Dean.